Welcome to Step 11. Today you're going to learn how to solve one-step division equations.
Good night.
Sorry, that was my son saying good night. Good night, Dylan. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and learn how to solve one-step division equations. When do you think we could use division equations to solve equations? Well, some examples, and I'd like you to write these down, are division equations. Okay, you write what I write, please. These notes should be loaded into GoodNotes, obviously. Division equations can be used to find the total length of something when you know the length of a piece and the number of pieces Another way you can use division equations is division equations can be used to find the actual size of something when you know the size of the model and scale. So keep those in mind as situations when you might want to be able to use division equations to help you solve a problem. Okay, let's make that a little bit bigger. Okay, press pause until you've gotten all of this written, and then you should go on to the next screen when you're ready. Okay, ooh, Jolly Ranchers, that's some of our favorite candy, I know. Okay, so you should see 6 sets of 5 Jolly Ranchers. Yummy. Let n, I'm going to underline that, let n represent the total number of Jolly Ranchers. What multiplication equation can you write to show the total number of candies? Well, if n represents the total number of candies, we would write a multiplication equation that had an equals n, right? And how many groups are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. So we would write 6 times how many in each group? How many Jolly Ranchers are in each group? Let's see what we've got here. Since there are 5 Jolly Ranchers in each group, we would write 6 times 5 equals n. Now, the next question is, what division equation can be used to represent this situation? Well, let's use an example that we can all handle. Let's say if we said 6 times 5 equals 30, you know that division is the opposite of multiplication, so we could say 30 divided by 5 equals 6. So let's use that same logic to try to figure out how we would rewrite this equation. We'll use the exact same thing that we did here. 30 divided by 5 equals 6, so n divided by 5 must equal 6. So we would say n divided by 5 equals 6. Some of you might be saying, why did you just use a fraction? But remember, fractions are just division problems in disguise. So I can write it like that. N divided by 5 equals 6. Okay, what division equation could you write if there are 8 items in each of 3 groups? Okay, you could actually draw a group here. It says imagine that you have an unknown number of items that are separated into 3 equal groups. You can draw items if you would like to help you visualize. So let's just say that if we had 8 items in each of 3 groups, so we would want to write, let's see if I can find something good to use. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have 3 groups, each one having 8 items in it. What division equation could you write if there are 8 items in 3 groups? Well, if we didn't know how to count and we just wanted to make up an equation, we would say that our total would be, let's call it T for total, T divided by the number of groups, which is 3, equals 8 pieces. Okay? We happen to know that there are 24 items here, so if we had solved this, 24 divided by 3 does equal 8, so it makes sense. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and go to the next page. Okay, now let's use something called a bar diagram to help us. Okay, here's our problem. Leslie spends 5 Okay, To solve a multiplication equation, we used division. What operation would you use to solve a division equation? Think about undoing it. Okay, undo it. We always use the opposite operation. So if we use division to solve multiplication equations, we should use multiplication to solve division equations. Okay. How can a over 3, or a divided by 3, be rewritten as the product, multiplication, of a fraction and a variable? In that case, you should know that a over 3 is the same thing as saying 1a over 3, which can also be written more neatly as 1/3 a. Okay. What do you need to multiply 1/3 a by to eliminate the fraction? To get rid of the fraction, I'm going to write it over here, 1/3 a. To get rid of it or cancel it out, you should think about your multiplication of fractions unit and dividing. If you're undoing multiplication, you have to divide. And remember, dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we would multiply by the reciprocal, which is 3 over 1. It cancels out beautifully. Everything cancels out, and we're left with our variable a all alone. Okay? If you multiply 1/3 a by 3, what do you need to do to the other side of the equation? Remember, equations are like scales. They must stay balanced. So if we multiply by 3 on one side, we need to multiply by 3 on the other side. Okay, you try. Solve p over 7 equals 5. Please think about what we just talked about. P over 7 equals 5. You might want to start by rewriting this as 1/7 p equals 5. Now you need to get rid of the 1/7 next to the p. So you need to undo the multiplication by using division. Now remember, division of a fraction is like multiplying by the reciprocal. So press pause for now until you've tried and then check your answer.